Having to connect with several people can become overwhelming. In what ways do you maintain or sustain or nurture your network? How do you balance that with forming new connections? So if there's anything you would like to add, yeah.
Okay, yeah. It's when you are in already. I think it makes it a bit easier. But sustaining or maintaining or nurturing a network, takes a lot. It takes deliberate efforts. In the last 2 days, for instance, while reflecting, over this subject, I've had to remember that there are a few persons that I haven't spoken to in a while. So I just picked my phone and I either call or I just send a text. Oh, hi. And you could see that they are very happy. They're happy that you're able to reach out to them. You can't say tomorrow, next week, I might have a need, for something from that particular network. So a very key issue is that you have to reconnect, with people in your network periodically. A lot of us do this either during festivities, either Eid times, New Year, and all of that. But you have to find a way to deliberately reach out. Some do them during birthdays. Secondly, you have to be ready to give back, to share, like has been mentioned. It is important. That is one major way of sustaining or maintaining a network. Let it not just be you taking all the times. I've given you an example, for instance, of when I go around the airport environment and benefits. I also have my ways of giving back. You mentor some of these people. They can call you for advice. They can call you for identification in one way or the other. They have events. They invite you. Try to go. If you go, that helps to nurture or to foster that kind of relationship as well. Today, the social media, like I mentioned earlier, has helped. It helps a lot. So based on your phone or your, using your WhatsApp, your LinkedIn platforms, your Facebook, you can maintain that very, very, very easy. So it's a lot easier now than previously. So these are the key words: reconnect, maintain, be ready to give, be ready to cultivate. If you don't cultivate your network, you don't just wake up because you have a need today, for something, and then you remember that, oh, Mariam is somebody I've known 10 years ago, she was my classmate, and then go back to her. You will not get the kind of results that you expect, like someone who was exchanging, sending greetings periodically. Even if you don't get an answer, still continue. And then once in a while, just pick a phone, and connect. So I think these are the key words. You have to maintain, you have to reach out to them, you have to relate with them, you have to identify with them, even when you don't have any need for them. And then you must be able to give value. Today, you are more ready to listen to identify people who add some value anyhow, to your lives. But if you are someone who is just coming every day and asking, at the point, those networks will probably get scared of you, and they will not, when they see calls coming from you, so this man has come again, or this lady has come. So you have to find a way, a nice way to also, to give back, whatever it is. Don't think that everything is material. At times it could be advice, at times it could be company, at times it could be availability, at times it could be other forms of soft support. All those ways, even if you don't think you have money or resources, you can be of value. There are some friends I have. Major thing I enjoy from them is company. If I want to relate to them, I just speak to them, and then you enjoy that. It's not material, it's nothing like that. So I think these are ways that, in my own little way, that I've tried to maintain or nurture relationships.
Thank you very much for the practical advice. Sister Nurah.
Okay, wow, mashallah. Like I say, I'm really enjoying hearing from my co-panelists, but it's a real problem, right? Because I can't imagine, if I'm talking 10 years into, my corporate life, what he is talking, 20, 30 years into his, in terms of his contact, in terms of his address book, I can't imagine what it looks like, right? But the truth is, the first thing, like I say, is really when you stay authentic, right, and sincere, right? So you're first of all staying authentic to yourself and you're self-aware. So you know who you are and where you are on your journey, right? So that's the first thing you've identified. So for example, you guys will see, and hopefully as we continue to talk about this, you'll hear about how you can outgrow a network, right? Because I mean, you've outgrown your nursery school network, for example, you've outgrown the primary school one as well. So when I say outgrown, it means that it is no longer as relevant to you as some other network is, right? So it does not mean that it still does not have value. It just means that some other thing will be more important than the other. And I think in understanding that aspect of who you are and the fact that you are on a journey of growth will help you to do what? To prioritize. Because the truth is, without prioritizing, you will have to, some people literally, I look at them and I'm like, all you get to do is social stuff, right? Because at the end of the day, right, you'll spend so much energy, right, trying to run around all those many networks that it really is of no value to you. And then you lose yourself, right, in that space. But the most important thing is that you first have to understand who you are and prioritize. So put your contacts, if you want, in different categories, right? So I know people that I call when I'm having issues, like I'm looking for advice, about the dean, for example, right? I have that category of people that are readily available. It can be, there are people, even within that dean space, right? If I want to set up a new Islamic organization, I know the people within my contact list that I should be speaking with. It's not everybody, right? Another thing is I talk about sincerity, right? And showing care. So beyond thinking about networks in a professional way, or just, it's something that is working for me, right? Come from a place of real, authentic care. Right? So I'm really concerned because, look, I just like my co-panelist said, you remember that, I had this friend from way back. If you see these people, these acquaintances, right, as friends and, people that are truly dear to your heart, then it makes it more natural, when you are thinking about them or remembering them or wanting to keep in touch with them. So just making it feel like a brotherhood, that's why for me, subhanallah, my best, networks are really the ones that are, dean related, because honestly, you have that real genuine desire to say, look, I miss you. I'm looking for you. How are you doing? Are you keeping well? And you find that honestly, it's a natural thing for you, right? So sincere and showing care, right, is a way that you being sincere and showing care is a way that you keep up, your network, but it's natural, it's in the background for you. You don't even think about it as a conscious activity. Another thing that I would say, and my co-panelists also touched on it, is use all the available opportunities that are, sitting in front of you. Right now, guys, it's Sunday, I'm sitting in my house and I'm able to network with how many people are on the call today, right? Because I've been able to use social media, right? So do not shy away from using the different tools. My father is 80 years old and he's on Zoom meetings like back to back, My mom, yesterday I was leaving their house and she said, oh, I'm going into a meeting. I said, it's 8 o'clock, it's 8 p.m. and you guys are still doing meetings. And that's the truth, right? So don't forget to use the power of what is available to you. Social media is really, really, don't rely on it too heavily because it's also a dangerous tool, right? Somebody asked in the chat, what are the dangers? I would like that person to elaborate on the question a bit more. But the truth is that don't over-rely on social media because sometimes it gives you a false perspective of how important you are or what your network looks like. So people think that, I have 5,000, connections on LinkedIn. I must be like a master networker, like I'm important in my industry. It's not true. It's not true. It's all, smoke and clouds, But honestly, use social media, use WhatsApp, use LinkedIn, use Twitter. People have made connect. One of my friends, believe it or not, got a job with the governor of Kaduna, with Nurah Oyekan today from Twitter. Right? They started from Twitter. So use those connections, follow the people that you are interested in those spaces, repost content, right? That you see people share, use retweet blogs, articles, anything that you think that, you can show support to a friend or a member or someone in your network. Use those tools, use the tools that are available to you. Offer to help. My co-panelist said that, and focus on forming sincere and mutually beneficial networks. And I won't lie to you, if you can do that, those networks last lifetimes, right? So you will not have to worry about, oh gosh, I haven't kept in touch with this person for the past 10 years. If they know that, oh, Nurah didn't just come to me because they had a need and they just wanted me to help them speak to this person that could help her with this, then it's different, right? It's a thing of, oh, Nurah, my dear friend, I haven't spoken to you in 10 years. And I, truly and dearly miss you, and I hope that you are well. And I know that time has made it such that, we're not as available to each other as we normally would have loved to, but, how are you doing right now today, right? That's the benefit of an authentic and sincere network, right? Focus on building those. They might not cash out, in the immediate term, but they will definitely, pay off in the long term. So I'll keep it there.
Thank you very much, Sister Nurah. Thank you.
Yeah.